Alright lads, so Kubo has dropped some massive news on us. In this case, what you are seeing now is for the first time, the first grand reveal of the GOTEI 13 from 1,000 years ago. Now this isn't really related to BBS, but I do want to talk about it because we are a BBS channel. And at the same time, since these are new character reveals that have a potential possibility of showing up in their Hell arc or potentially in the upcoming 1,000 Year Blood War anime for a short little flashback, that means they have the possibility of coming into the game Bleach Brave Souls. And as we all are aware, BBS for the most part is basically the home for Kubo. Anything Kubo related is gonna get adapted into BBS, minus the bounce and zombie powder. We don't talk about those. But BBS has access to, 1,000 Year Blood War characters, original characters, Burn the Witch characters, even novel stuff like Khan for Your World and also Spirit's Laugh Overview. So if Shueisha or Caleb themselves, even Studio Perio, have the possibility of selling us these characters just to make off money, a character that we don't even know of, like we have no idea who these characters are, besides the fact that they were part of the GOTEI 13 1,000 years ago, their designs, the fact that they were the GOTEI 13 1,000 years ago is enough to make me, and I think everyone watching this video, summon. Like, there's no way you're telling me you wouldn't summon for a Ruika that is a captain. Like, these designs are amazing. I hope they come into BBS, and I think there's a decent possibility, especially if they do show up in the anime in a couple of episodes. There is going to be a flashback arc. If they do show there, there's a pretty good possibility that maybe Caleb will adapt these characters into the game one day. And the fact that Kubo just gave us these designs now, it does again mean two things, right? It's either for the Hell arc or for the flashback arc, and that in itself is exciting. Now with that said, let's actually talk about the characters. So what we actually can see right from the get-go is, of course, man like Yamamoto. Looks absolutely menacing. I really hope that one day we do get this version of Yamamoto in the game. As of right now, when it comes to 1,000 Year Blood War Yamamotos, Caleb have done basically everything. We have the speed Yamamoto covering 2 directions from his Bankai, and then we have a technique Yamamoto covering the other 2 directions. And then when it comes to the newest version of Yamamoto, it basically has all 4 in one. And you can tell they were kind of limited on what they could do for a Soul Bomb, because Yamamoto's Soul Bomb, in comparison to the technique and also speed one, I think is a tad bit lacking. Not in terms of animation, in just terms of what they could have done. It's just him doing 1 slash on the floor and then also powering up. So you can see for the most part that Caleb are limited on what they could do for another 1,000 Year Blood War Yamamoto, unless they want to give us one actually based on the anime with the anime design, anime colors, and maybe even try and recreate the final North Slash in BBS. That'd be kind of cool. But another easy way for them to give us a 1,000 Year Blood War Yamamoto is just to give us a past version. I think that in of itself would be quite unique and also exciting in of itself, and I think a lot of people would be excited for that. Same goes for Yachiru. There's again a pretty good chance we are going to get a new version of Yachiru with the first Kenpachi, but they could easily just restyle us that character again from 1,000 years ago. And then moving away from that, let's look at the first one, the new pink-haired Ruika with an eye patch that looks absolutely menacing. Character design, I absolutely love it. I really like it when there's female characters in this series that are like absolutely menacing. That's why I really like Yachiru, the reveal of that. I thought that was a really cool touch. So having a captain like this that looks absolutely menacing, but at the same time cute, I think is actually really cool. And I feel like if she ever was to come to the game, again, whoever her name is, we don't know what her name is. If she was to ever to come to the game, I think she would definitely be a fan favorite. And I think a lot of people, definitely James, would be simple for this particular character. We have another character over here who looks really cool, and for the most part you can kind of break down what he might actually do. In this case, you can kind of see that his hands are rotting and he's wearing some type of gloves, and at the same time there's some type of mist around him, so he might be a character that deals with poison. And obviously poison is a status someone in game, they could easily make this character poison based. And at the same time, a lot of people have made the comparison, and I see it myself, where he's got a very similar pose to Tokinada, the BBS Tokinada artwork. So there's many theories out there right now that because he's basically doing the exact same pose as Tokinada, maybe that's a reference to it. Maybe he's an ancestor and a member of the Suna Yashiro clan. That would actually be really cool if that is the case. Speaking of clans, of course, we have this person right here, who I believe is a guy. At first I thought it was a girl, but I think it can easily be a guy. Always looks really cool. My first thought, and I think many people share the same opinion, that he is part of the Shioin clan. That's made just due to his skin color, the yellow eyes, and the color of his Zanpakuto also just looks very Shioin-esque, being orange, gold, and also purple. But moving on from that, we have this character in the top left. Looks very cute. Not really sure what I can say about it besides that Zanpakuto looks kind of cool, it being a massive spear. But given the fact that the GOTEI 13 from 1,000 years ago are absolute killers, and every character here looks absolutely menacing besides the particular character, it leads me to believe that maybe she's the most menacing. Kubo could easily do that. At first glance, she looks innocent, but the second she gets into combat, she's an absolute maniac. That could definitely be a possibility. After that, we got this one guy in the back right here. Can't really comment on him, but he looks kind of cool, I guess. In my opinion, the one I'm probably like least interested interested in. At the same time, we also have this person at the back here who looks just quite normal. And to a certain extent, it's the one that kind of stands out the most because everyone else just has like this really cool design. They all look different, unique, and then you just have like the most normal looking guy here. Very curious to see what he's actually capable of. We have another guy here who looks really big, has some really cool armor here on his arms, and also a really cool Zampo tone. I think a lot of people have gone on the impression that he might be part of the Shiba clan. I can see it too. Obviously having the same hair color as Ichigo, and also having somewhat similar hair to Isshin. It'd be really cool if this was actually an ancestor of Ichigo. That would actually just, again, make this character more exciting. And if that was the case and they ever did come to BBS, I think a lot of people would be excited for this particular character. Moving on from that, we have this bald guy in the background who looks absolutely menacing. He's the one that kind of freaked me out the most. Despite this guy looking quite freaky, the one in the back was the one that this man is probably insane. Having a scar on his left eye, rocking some glasses, and it does appear that his lips have basically just been completely removed. We then, of course, also have this guy. Nothing really to say about him. He looks like he's absolutely struggling to live right now. And I don't think in the entirety of Bleach that we've ever seen a character that looks this old. Yamamoto's old in the current day of Bleach, but this character looks like he has 10,000 years on old Yamamoto. So he's definitely going to be a scary character in combat. And then we also have this person here with the straw hat, giving off some type of royal vibe. He might not even be royal, but at first look, he kind of just reminded me of someone like Byakuya, so he could be a Kuchiki member. And then we lastly have a character in the top right here. Looks to be a girl. Can't really say much about her because we can barely even see their face. So yeah, that's basically just the news that we got today. This is just something that's really exciting. I think every Bleach fan could just be excited by the fact that we actually have the GOTEI 13 from 1,000 years ago revealed. And at the same time, not only did they get shown, we can also see their Shikai. They all look really cool, like some really cool designs here. And I think it'll be wasted if we don't get anything from that. Whether that's in the Hell Arc, in the 1,000 Year Blood War anime, and most importantly in BBS. We are a BBS channel, so that's what I do want to see. As excited I am to see these characters in the anime, potentially a Hell Arc, I'm more excited for the possibility that we could potentially play as these characters one day in Bleach Brave Souls. And if Caleb, Studio Period, or Shueisha, most importantly, want to make some money, they best be bringing these characters in BBS. But with that said, that's basically the video for today, just talking about these characters. I thought it'd be really cool just to talk about it on the channel. Let me know who you're most excited for to potentially play as, or just in general who you're most excited for in terms of character designs. For me, it's actually the front three here. This Ruka looking character, this potential Shioin member, and also this person right here. He looks really cool, and if he's a potential member from the Sunya Shiro clan, that would also be quite exciting. But with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.